my beloved sister, the President of Namibia. I speak today not merely to offer gratitude, but to pay tribute to the truth in your voice. Your message was not crafted for applause or politics. It was born from conviction, from the heart of an African mother who refuses to see her children's future stolen again. What you said was more than a statement. It was a declaration of faith, faith in Africa, in her people, and in the destiny that belongs to us alone. Your words carried a weight that moved across borders through the villages of Mali, across the bustling streets of Accra, to the highlands of Ethiopia. They whispered into every African heart a message we've longed to hear, that we are one family, divided by history but united by purpose. As I listened, I felt the echo of our ancestors, the warriors who stood tall when freedom seemed impossible. You reminded the world that leadership is not about titles, but truth. It's not about power, but service. And through you, Africa spoke with the kind of honesty that cannot be bought, silenced, or colonized again. My sister, I thank you, not just for honoring me, but for honoring Africa itself. Your courage has reignited a flame that was never truly extinguished. You spoke for millions who have been waiting, not for permission, but for a reason to believe again. And in that moment, Africa found its reflection in your strength. You showed the world that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it speaks softly, yet its truth shakes empires. When others chose silence, you spoke. When the world demanded obedience, you answered with dignity. You spoke what many think, but few dare to say, that Africa is not a continent of victims, but of visionaries. Your truth reached beyond borders. It became a signal fire for all who have been silenced by systems that thrive on our suffering. You reminded us that when a continent stands together, no chain forged in deceit can hold it down. Because the truth is uncomfortable, it has always been. It disturbs those who have built their comfort on our pain. But truth, my sister, is the seed from which freedom grows. In your voice, I heard the spirits of Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, and every brave soul who gave their breath for the dignity we defend today. You spoke not with anger, but with love, the kind of love that builds rather than destroys. You held no sword, only a mirror, and in that reflection, the world saw its own injustice staring back. You reminded us that truth spoken with love can heal nations, that hope is stronger than fear, that unity is greater than division, and that is what real leadership looks like, not authority, but accountability, not dominance, but devotion. Africa's soil is rich, its beauty unmatched. Beneath our feet lie gold, oil, cobalt, and diamonds. Yet above the ground our children hunger, our youth wander without work, and our hospitals run dry. This is no accident. It is a design, one written long ago by those who came with smiles and contracts, yet left with our wealth. They called it investment. We know it as theft. They called it aid. We saw it for what it was, dependence. My sister, when you said our minerals are not for sale but for service, you spoke a truth many feared to utter. And I echo you today. Africa's wealth must serve Africa first. The gold in our soil should build our schools. The oil beneath our land should light African homes. The diamonds from our earth should fund African futures, not foreign wars. We are not against cooperation. We are against exploitation disguised as friendship. We are not rejecting the world. We are rejecting deceit dressed as diplomacy. We do not seek charity. We seek fairness. We do not seek permission. We seek respect. Africa is not poor. It has been made poor by systems designed to drain our strength and dim our spirit. For centuries, we have carried the world's prosperity on our backs and been told we are weak. The gold that built empires came from our ground. The uranium that powered cities came from our mines. The diamonds that crowned kings were taken from our soil. And yet they call us developing. This is the greatest lie ever told about our land. Poverty was never Africa's destiny. It was Africa's design, shaped through unfair trade, predatory loans, and puppet regimes. But that design is cracking because the new Africa refuses to beg. We have realized that the key to our freedom has always been in our own hands. The day Africa stops begging, the world will start respecting. That is the truth we must carry in our hearts. We are not children waiting for charity. We are builders, dreamers, and defenders of a continent too vast and too wise to kneel again. Let the world understand clearly. We reject domination, not cooperation. We reject exploitation, not engagement. Africa does not hate the West. Africa simply demands fairness. For too long, powerful nations have treated Africa as a market, not a partner. They came with promises of democracy, but left with our democracy in debt. They spoke of human rights, yet backed those who served their interests. They taught us freedom, yet feared what a truly free Africa could become. Those days are fading. We will no longer open our doors to those who come only to extract. If you come to Africa, come with respect. Come to work with us, not on us. This is not rebellion. It is restoration. It is not isolation. It is self-respect. We are not breaking bridges. We are rebuilding them on stronger foundations, ones built on equality, not exploitation. We do not seek to fight the world. We seek to redefine our place within it. The alliance between Burkina Faso and Namibia stands as proof. It was not written in ink, but in spirit. It was not signed behind closed doors, but forged in the open light of shared struggle. We are two nations separated by distance, but united by destiny. When my sister spoke of unity, she spoke the language of our ancestors, a language not of conquest, but of connection. Together, we are proving that Africa can trust itself again, that our nations can trade, defend, and prosper together without foreign permission. We will share knowledge, technology, and strength, not as favors, but as family. This is how a new Africa rises, from within, not from abroad. Let every nation watching understand we do not need approval to unite. We are not joining hands to fight the world. We are joining hands to heal it. Our strength does not come from wealth or weapons, but from the unity of purpose that no foreign power can manufacture. This alliance is not a reaction, it is a revolution of respect, of equality, of faith in our people's power to rise. To the nations of the world watching this new dawn, let me speak with absolute clarity. Africa seeks no conflict, only respect. We are not closing ourselves off. We are standing tall. We refuse to be passengers in our own story. For generations, others have dictated how Africa should think, act, and serve. Those instructions no longer apply. The new Africa will write its own rules, draft its own contracts, and define its own success. The language of dependency has expired. Our future will not be written in Washington, Paris, or London. It will be written in Ouagadougou, Windhoek, Lagos, and Kinshasa. We are not your project. We are your equals. Our doors remain open, but only to those who walk in humility and fairness. If you come to Africa now, come not with chains of debt, but with the spirit of partnership. The era of exploitation masked as aid is over. If you wish to trade with Africa, do so on Africa's terms. With integrity, with equity, and with respect, we come in peace, but not in submission. We come with open hands, not open wounds. This is not separation. This is sovereignty. The Namibian president was right. This is not rebellion. This is restoration. We are not tearing down. We are reclaiming what has always been ours, our identity, our dignity, and our destiny. For too long, others have written Africa's story and sold it as their triumph. They labeled our resistance as aggression and our silence as weakness. No more. This is not a war against nations. It is a struggle against systems. Systems designed to keep us divided, dependent, and doubtful of our own power. Our mission is not to destroy, it is to rebuild. To restore the one thing colonialism tried hardest to erase, our belief that Africa is enough. This new revolution is not fought with guns or hatred, but with knowledge and unity. The classroom is now our battlefield. The student is our soldier. The teacher, our general. Our weapons are truth, innovation, and discipline. This is not rebellion, it is rebirth. Africa's uprising is not one of anger, but awareness. When we build our own factories, refine our own minerals, and write our own policies, we are not defying anyone, We are defining ourselves. This is Africa's greatest act of peace, because peace without dignity is submission, and Africa will never kneel again. To my fellow African leaders, let me speak from both conviction and experience. The time for hesitation is over. We cannot keep leading for applause from abroad while our people suffer at home. True leadership is not about comfort, it is about conscience. If your decisions disturb the powerful but uplift your people, then you are leading. If your choices please the powerful but starve your nation, then you are serving the wrong master. Power means nothing if it does not serve the powerless. Our people do not ask for luxury, they ask for justice. They do not want aid, they want opportunity. Let us stop competing for foreign attention and start collaborating for African progress. Let us trust our neighbors more than our donors, because no one will save us if we do not save ourselves. We have the resources, the talent, and the wisdom to create the Africa we dream of. All we need now is courage. Let ours be the generation that replaces excuses with action and fear with faith. To the youth of Africa, the heartbeat of our continent, this message is for you. You are not merely the future, you are the pulse of the present. The battles our ancestors fought freed our lands, but it is your generation that must now free our minds. You are not a generation of waiting, you are a generation of awakening. The world has long tried to convince you that your dreams are too big for your soil, that success lies beyond your borders. But that is a lie. Africa is vast enough for every dream you dare to carry. Do not fight with hate. Fight with knowledge. Do not destroy, build. Let your education be your weapon. Let your innovation be your armor. Let unity be your shield. You are not defined by your struggles, but by your resilience. Every invention born from your mind, every act of honesty, every moment of courage is a victory against centuries of doubt. You are not the lost generation. You are the generation of rebirth, the ones who will lead Africa to its rightful place among the great civilizations of the world. Believe in that destiny. Protect it, nurture it. Because the world will not hand you freedom, you must seize it through purpose and pride. The youth of Africa are no longer passengers. They are the pilots steering the continent's awakening. They are the visionaries who will rebuild nations, restore faith, and redefine what it means to lead, from Lagos to Lusaka, from Dakar to Dar es Salaam. A silent revolution is moving through the hearts of young Africans. It is not a revolution of violence, but of vision. A revolution that demands dignity, equality, and ownership. Something powerful is stirring across this land, a rhythm of pride, a thunder of consciousness. It is the sound of a continent remembering who it is. From the deserts of the Sahel to the shores of Namibia, the message echoes, Africa will no longer bow for survival, it will stand for dignity. The age of silence is over. The age of awakening has begun. This awakening is not fueled by rage, but by realization. For centuries, the chains that held us were not only made of iron, they were made of illusion. The world chained our confidence, our unity, our belief. But we are breaking those chains one thought, one act, one voice at a time. The new Africa will trade fairly, govern honestly, and dream boldly. We will not imitate others to feel powerful. We will honor ourselves to be free. This is not a rebellion. It is a rebirth. A renaissance that will not be televised as a spectacle, but lived as a reality. Every farmer, every student, every mother, every worker, all are part of this movement. Because the rebirth of Africa does not belong to a few. It belongs to all. This is the awakening of the land that gave humanity its first breath. And now, it will give the world its next lesson, that strength is born from struggle and freedom from faith. My sister, your words have become a flame, and that flame now burns across the heart of our continent. From the valleys of the Congo to the plains of the Sahara, your message has become a movement. Together, Namibia and Burkina Faso have lit a fire no wind can extinguish. We are not asking for pity. We are not seeking approval. We are standing in truth. Our soil is sacred. Our people are sovereign. And our future, unstoppable. Let the world try to distort our image, to silence our voice. But what they cannot silence is the will of a continent reborn. True independence is not a flag or a speech. It is control of our resources, our education, and our destiny. That is what we now claim, with unshakable resolve. To every African leader, every youth, every citizen, walk with pride, not arrogance. Lead with unity, not division. Stand with courage, not fear, because Africa's strength lies not in imitation, but in authenticity. The time for waiting is over. The time for awakening is now. Let the world finally see Africa, not as a land to pity, but as a continent to respect. Strong, wise, and awake, may the voice of unity echo louder than the whispers of division. May our courage be greater than our pain, and may the world remember this moment when Africa stood, not as a shadow of the past, but as a beacon for the future. May God bless Namibia. May God bless Burkina Faso. And may God bless Africa, the land of the sun, the soil of strength, and the soul of humanity.